With minimalism now starting to trend out of fashion, there have been a couple of different design styles and trends starting to come in that are the polar opposite. And Carnivalcore is one of those ones that I don't know why. During the global pandemic, the entire world was looking for ways to make their homes feel cozier and more soothing. But now that we are out and we are free to do as we please, we're really starting to see a trend of trying to really personalize and be playful with our spaces once again. And for whatever reason, a new form of maximalism has now come to the table in the form of Carnivalcore. During last week's video, I said that I was not looking forward to this particular design trend in 2023, and that particular trend you guys weren't all that interested in either. You thought it was going to be horrible, and honestly, I kind of agree with you. Now, if cottagecore was not your thing, this one's a little bit more playful, a little bit more... no. Now, Carnivalcore is an aesthetic that is meant to bring more of that playful, childlike atmosphere into our own homes. And we have started to see this come up a little bit in 2022. We've had a good couple of celebrities actually design their homes in this Carnivalcore sort of style. And we are now starting to see it in our big box stores as well, but it is very subtle, thankfully. And today I'm going to be just talking to you about why Carnivalcore is coming in, how it came to be, and how if you do actually enjoy this particular trend, how you can actually achieve it in your own home and how far you should actually go. If you're new to the channel, you wouldn't really know, but this is my usual filming spot, but someone has decided to take it for an afternoon nap, so we're just going to let him be and just continue on with the video. Now, Carnivalcore actually became to be because maximalism has started to become a bit more popular over the last year or so, and we were actually seeing trends of people liking clowns again, even during the pandemic. On TikTok, clowncore was a trending hashtag for a little while there, and it seems it is here to stay, apparently. So that is where Carnivalcore has started to make shape.
All right, you know what? Never mind. Just know that 99.99% of all clowns can't hurt you, okay?
And not only that, a lot of designers and cara delevingne have actually gone ahead and transformed some interesting spaces with this Carnivalcore in mind. Now, personally, Carnivalcore is not for me. However, if you do really like this trend, I will explain to you at the end of this video how you can achieve it, so make sure you do stick around. Now, if you've been on this channel before, you know that I love reviewing a lot of Architectural Digest homes and home tours that are on there, and this one will be coming up because I do think it's a very interesting home. And her architectural designer, Nicole Obini, says it has to do a lot with nostalgia and bringing aspects of childhood, fantasy, innocence, and playfulness into our homes, which are now becoming real sanctuaries. And I think this is a really interesting quote, and we are going to be breaking down her house in next week's video, hopefully. So make sure you do go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's going to be a really interesting piece, I reckon, and I think it's going to really break down this trend a lot more. Now, with Carnivalcore, a lot of the inspiration obviously comes from the carnival, so claw games, fairy floss, carnival rides, claw games, did I already say that? Rides. Pretty much anything to do around the carnival, and some people are also bringing in more of that circus sort of vibe as well, even though those are two separate things. We're seeing a lot of that inspiration being transferred into the space. We're seeing this through the types of colors that are being used, so a lot of pastels, bright neons, and if there are any bold colors, sometimes they are muted downs for the homes, which I think is probably a little bit more beneficial. Other aspects that we are seeing is a lot of stripes. We're seeing a lot of the scalping, the curves, however you meant to say that. We are seeing a lot of like disco balls and forms of reflectivity to bounce the light around. And we're also seeing the ceilings with the tent-like aspect. So those are a couple of the key indicators that we are currently seeing, but they aren't the only ones. Some of the more subtler ways that we're seeing it, and particularly in our big box stores currently, is through stripes and checkerboards, but it isn't just limited to that. Now, personally, I don't know about you guys, but I am not a fan of carnivals just in general. I've had some bad experiences as a child. I don't like clowns. They scare me. So personally, this is just, I would never be able to live in a lot of these homes. As gorgeous and fun as they are, and how much of a party they do seem to be, I would personally only use this in more of a commercial-based space rather than my own home. But I digress. That is just my opinion and just what I have personally experienced. If you were interested in trying to incorporate some aspects of this trend into your home in 2023, I think some of the easiest ways to do it is just starting small with decor, maybe finding 1 or 2 pieces that are a bit quirkier and are a bit out there that do relate back to that carnival aesthetic. So let's say you do find like this cute knick-knack that has that stripe aesthetic and it's got a clown on it or something like that. You can go ahead and incorporate that into your space. Maybe you might find like a disco ball and you want to incorporate that in. Maybe even the checkerboard rugs are really popular currently. That would be a really subtle way of incorporating it. And I know currently at my big box stores, there's a lot of planter pots that have stripes that look very, very similar to the more Carnivalcore sort of aesthetic. And you could really incorporate that in with some of your pot plants. And it'll be a more subtle version of it, but it would be a way of incorporating it. Now, because Carnivalcore is a more maximalistic sort of style, more is more in that sort of case. However, if you are just wanting to dip your toes into it, that'd probably be the best way to start off. If you are a bit more of a maximalist, then using more pattern and being a little bit more brighter and more playful and really layering all the different colors and patterns onto each other is how you're going to really get this aesthetic. If you have children and you're thinking maybe this would be a great little theme for their bedroom, Paloma Faith's child's bedrooms is gorgeous. I think this is a really nice way of incorporating it into the home and making it feel playful without it kind of giving that weirdness to me. I'm not a fan of clowns, so that's why like I don't mind the way that she's done it. It doesn't feel like an episode of Supernatural, pretty much. I'm not scared of it.
Wait. This isn't about your clown thing, is it?
What? No.
I think much like a lot of other design trends that come through that are sort of themed aesthetics, they don't seem to get super duper big. So I don't see this particular trend getting absolutely massive, but I do think we are going to see elements of it coming through in this coming year. And particularly with maximalism taking more of that driver's seat with a lot of the design trends, I do see that elements of this is definitely going to come through. What do you think? Do you want to really incorporate some Carnivalcore into your home? Honestly, if I was to add any of it into my own space, I might get like one of those like cool disco ball mushrooms and have it somewhere in here so it's just like sparkling around the room. And maybe like a striped planter, but personally, that's probably as far as I would personally go. I'd love to know what you guys think. I did have a good couple of you have some very strong opinions about it on my previous video, which was all about 2023 design trends that I was already not a fan of. So please feel free to go ahead and check out that video next. We definitely talk about a good couple of other trends that are certainly very interesting, to say the least. And obviously this one was part of that as well. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good one, and hopefully this kitty cat can finally get some rest.